Shall I start, sir? Sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Shall I
Hello,
start?
Saida. Yes, you can start.
Okay, sir.
So everyone have joined, you can start.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saida Masra Jabeen, and I am representing Batch 31 of Final Year Project Teams under the guidance of Professor Hemant SR. My technical seminar topic is Prediction of Mortality in Patients with Cardiovascular Disease using Data Mining Methods. So these are the contents. In this presentation, I am going to explain about the introduction, literature survey, methodology, algorithms and comparison of those algorithms, advantages and disadvantages, conclusion and future enhancement, and references. So now let us see the introduction. Just a second, sir. My system has got stuck.
Okay, no problem.
Sir, I don't know why it's behaving like this. It was working fine just now.
Maybe too much of graphics in your slides. That may be the result.
Yes, sir. But it was working.
No problem. We will wait. Try to resolve it. You close the PowerPoint presentation and open it once again. You
Yes, sir.
completely close the presentation. Open it afresh.
Sayeda, I think
Yes.
most times if you refuse to do, like you just convert it to PDF and just present from there, right?
Sorry,
Just
sir, I did
convert
not
it.
get you.
Yeah, you can convert it to PDF. Like instead of PPT, just convert it to PDF, right?
But then I have made some animation, sir. It won't
I
be.
know that is the thing. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
it
refuse
won't
to
get
work, yeah.
displayed. Yes,
Okay.
sir. I'm just trying. Okay, so now let us see the introduction. As we all know, cardiovascular disease are a group of disorders of the heart and blood vessels. They include coronary heart diseases, cerebrovascular diseases, and many more, such as cardiac arrest, stroke, etc. So the cardiovascular disease, they are actually the leading cause of death worldwide. They contribute to about 31% of the globe's total death status. So as today's era is marked by data and every day more and more data is getting generated, and because healthcare systems use information systems that have their own databases that generate huge amounts of patient data, so it is possible for us to apply data mining techniques to discover useful information that can help us to identify the symptoms of these diseases to support the diagnosis. So using these, we can identify high-risk patients so that the steps can be taken to hinder or delay the onset of these diseases, and it can also help us to prevent it altogether. So next slide is, let us look into the literature survey. So I have considered 4 papers, and this is my first paper, is my base paper. So it is the prediction of mortality in patients with cardiovascular disease using data mining methods. So what they have done in this paper is mainly they have considered many models, and they, using data mining techniques, they are gathering the data and they are just comparing the effectiveness of these models. So in the next paper, that is cardiovascular risk prediction method based on text analysis and data mining assemble system. So different data mining assemble methods have been used on text analysis and are discussed. Again, it's getting stuck, sir.
So I think as suggested by Victor sir, so we will
So
convert
shall
it.
I do it in another laptop? I just have it beside me from which I am recording.
Oh.
I'll just start it in that.
Okay, you can do it. Meanwhile, I'll just post the attendance link. Students who are present in the session can submit the attendance.
Okay, sir. Just 5 minutes.
See, I have posted the attendance link. You can access this link and submit your attendance. Okay. So it will be enabled only for 2 minutes. Please complete this process.
Sorry for the inconvenience caused, everyone. My system got stuck. So I'm going to continue from where I've just stopped. Sir, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, you can see it. You can start.
Okay, sir. So the next paper that I've considered is prediction of cardiovascular disease using data mining techniques. So here, different data mining techniques are classified and they are discussed. So the another one last paper which I've considered is predictive analysis of rapid spread of heart disease with data mining. And this identifies the gap of prediction of heart disease based on the Python Navigator Spider, and they have used the Weka platform. So now let us look into the methodology. In the methodology, it consists of 4 phases, which include data pre-processing, feature selection, creating a model, and evaluating the performance. So data pre-processing, in this, what we are doing is that the data that is obtained for the analysis, it is slightly modified, and the missing values are replaced by the imputation method of the KNN algorithm, and then the data is converted to the numeric values. Whereas in the feature selection, the attributes which have more than 60% of the missing values, they are usually dropped because we cannot consider them, and the weight is applied to the remaining attributes. So the attributes with higher weights are considered more relevant, and the attributes that exceeding a threshold of 0.2 are selected for the process of building the model. So in the next step for creating the model, here we are using 3 algorithms, that is decision tree, neural networks, and logistic regression. The data is split into training and testing, and of which 70% is used for training and 30% is used for model testing, which is used to evaluate its performance. So next, last phase, evaluating the performance. There are various methods by which we can obviously evaluate the performance of a model. So we are using accuracy, specificity, sensitivity, precision, F measure, etc. So now let us look at the algorithms that are used closely and the comparison between them. So here we are using 3 algorithms: decision tree, neural networks, and logistic regression. So for build decision tree, as we all know, it is the most commonly used method for building a decision tree. It's the CART algorithm, which takes the available input and output attributes, and it creates a binary tree by branching each node. So the best in this approach, the best branch is determined. In the neural networks, they are used to find the hidden connections between the data, and these work only for the numeric attributes. Whereas in the logistic regression, they are used to predict the label attributes based on the values of the input attributes. So as you can see, the accuracy achieved is this, like the neural networks have got the highest accuracy, followed by logistic regression and decision tree. I know the accuracy is quite less, it's just 74%. It is because the data set that is being considered is quite smaller. So if you increase the size of the data set, then better accuracy could be achieved. So let us look at the applications where it is used. So this method, it is used in hospitals. This is actually a method, they have not yet implemented this, but they have used it so that the mortality rate of the future patients suffering from cardiovascular disease could be reduced. So they have not yet implemented it, but this is a good idea which we can implement in the hospitals, so that the patients who have less symptoms, they can be diagnosed and they can be given proper medication so that they don't have that risk or die because of this disease. So now let us look into the advantages and disadvantages. By using this method, the advantages are the steps can be taken, and this can help us to prevent this disease, or it can be cured at an early stage. So thus it will help us to reduce the mortality, which is the main aim of this research. And the second thing is that we can all, the accuracy was considered to be better than other methods. I have referred other papers also. There they have, even though they have achieved accuracy a bit better than this, but they have not considered the entire attributes. So their accuracy could be varied when they consider the entire attributes. Here they have considered 90 attributes such as age, gender, TRES-B, PS, and all the other factors, of which they have achieved this accuracy. The disadvantages is that, as we all know, the size of the data set is small, the accuracy achieved is quite less. So, but if the size was more, then by the number of attributes is increased, then the accuracy could have been improved. And the other thing is that this is an unbalanced data set. Actually, there are many values, there are not correctly classified. So what it leads to is that it is given poor specificity, that is, the actual negatives that are correctly classified cannot be determined properly, which will affect the result. So in the conclusion and future enhancement, what we can do is that we have seen that neural networks, the one advantage we have seen and we can conclude is that the neural network provide higher accuracy when compared to other two results. And for the future enhancement, what we can do is that we can improve the accuracy. We can take it a balanced data set so that it will improve the specificity, and also the models need to be more optimized so that they can achieve better performance. Like, and we can include multiple procedures when selecting attributes. So using different data allocation technique when training and testing the models, it can be optimized to get better results. And also the main thing is that the size of the data set is small, so the accuracy is only 74.34%. And if we increase the size of the data set, the accuracy can be improved. So the references that I have taken is that these are the papers and resources from which I have taken into consideration this topic. So these are all the 4 papers which I have previously mentioned in the literature survey. That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
Masrat?
Yes.
Masrat Soumeshwar ma'am here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Very good presentation and very beautifully you have created slides.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
congratulations for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So what kind of data will be collected?
Ma'am, here they are considering all the symptoms, ma'am. For example, okay, I don't have in this laptop, but I had actually kept open in the other laptop everything. In that
Okay.
paper, they have taken all the 90 parameters they have taken. So according to that, each person, like when they go to a hospital, they obviously their data is stored. So that's why we are using data mining technique. We can use those data that has been stored of patients who have suffered from high risk, and the parameters like age, gender, stress, BPS, and many 90 other parameters were taken. And so based on that, it could be classified. So that was the data taken, ma'am.
Okay. Instead of this kind of data, other form of data, can it be considered?
Ma'am, you are saying like images data.
Yeah. Images like that.
Yes, ma'am, that we can consider, but that obviously for the future enhancement, if we need, then we can definitely do that. Because obviously images
data
gives
will be
better.
biased. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, because images gives better classification and accuracy than the numeric data. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, data can lie, but images they never like. I mean, it will
Yes,
it will provide the correct data on. That's why.
Yes, ma'am. That I should have mentioned in the future enhancement, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's it from my end.
Okay, ma'am. Any other questions, sir?
Saeed, you discussed few approaches regarding the prediction of the mortality rate, and the maximum we could visualize was 74%. Is it
Yes,
really
sir.
acceptable in real world? Only a model with only 74% accuracy with respect
Yes,
to the
sir.
prediction.
That's the thing. Actually, sir, I have referred like 5 more papers with the same topic. So what they have done is they have considered less attributes, like what I mentioned, the parameters, age, and all those things, and they have considered a bigger data set, a bit bigger data set. This paper, which I've mentioned here, it has only 504 that is values
See,
data
that is
set.
not the issue, Saida. The issue here is the
Yes,
accuracy
sir.
of, the accuracy of prediction. If it is so low, what is the use of conducting such a tremendous amount of process in terms of taking the data set, pre-processing it, doing all this stuff, and our accuracy is only 70%, means what is the use of it?
So that's what the accuracy can be improved when we use a bigger data set. What they have used is here the data set which they have considered is quite low. But I chose this to explain. I could have taken some other paper to explain because they have better accuracy compared to this paper. But I chose this to explain this paper because they have taken a bigger number of parameters. There are 90 attributes which they have never not taken in any other paper. So they're doing it, classifying it and taking all the parameters into consideration. They've not even left a single parameter out. And that has, if they just increase the size of the data set and balance it, then we can definitely achieve a better accuracy, sir. I could have showed you, sir, but it's in my other system, sir. So
No, the thing is, I could not understand the rationality behind this approach. Reason being, it is claiming like you have studied everything, you went and wrote the exam and you have scored 60%. I mean, really, I could not make out sense out of it. Like you have taken all the attributes and
yes,
everything has been taken into consideration, but finally we got the output which is
So actually,
very
they have
less
an
accuracy.
imbalanced data set. So for that, as ma'am said, if you would have considered images, it would have been much better. So we could have balanced the data set, and then better accuracy could have been achieved.
Because to my knowledge, whatever we are doing is to ultimately improvise the accuracy,
Yes, sir.
accuracy of prediction, accuracy of the outcome.
Yes, sir.
But actually, in turn, we are going other way around. Like we are increasing the attributes, but we are happy with the amount of accuracy we have obtained with respect to this approach that you have discussed. I'm really not able
Sir,
to
actually,
make sense out of it.
same method. The other papers they have used, just the algorithms. They have used the different algorithms, and they have got around 90 above 90% accuracy. But they have considered only few parameters. So I did not find that those parameters are enough to consider the heart disease problems, because there are many range of problems like stroke, heart disease, and blood vessels and everything. So because of that, I considered this to just explain. So that's it. But in the other
Sir Victor
papers,
sir,
same things have been taken, and they've got an accuracy above 90%. But the parameters
Sir
are
Victor
less.
sir, okay, okay. Sir Victor sir,
Uh,
any thoughts about this?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I have a couple of, I disagree
Sir,
on
she
so
has
many
claimed
grounds.
the author
So,
has taken too many parameters, but
yes.
accuracy is less. Still, it is acceptable. Is it the case, or
Well,
do you have any alternate
yeah. So
opinion about
let
it?
me start. Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. So I need to take a couple of minutes now because, Sayeda, so the first thing is this, the papers which you referred, I think, maybe you didn't refer the correct papers. Okay. So how you will get to know now. So let me extend Hemant Sir's question. See,
Okay, sir.
we are going to judge you based on whatever you said, right? Because you said the authors reported, anyway, decision tree gave 74%, right?
Yes, sir.
And yes, and they published the paper actually, okay?
Yes.
So anything like, below a threshold should not even make it to publication. You know the reason? They have claimed that with that methodology, we can actually diagnose heart failure, maybe to a greater percentage, right? Say
Yes,
every
sir.
fourth person that visits, there are three out of four chances that we will get the prediction right, right? So
Yes,
let's
sir.
say make it at 75%. So if there are 4 people that visited, so 3 will be correctly classified, okay, and 1 will be misclassified. So let's increase it. If there are 40, 30 will be classified, 10 will be wrongly classified. So let's go to 300. Okay, 400, if there are 400, okay, 300 will be around that, 300 something classified, 100 will be wrongly classified. So now you said if we increase what do you say, the data, whatever size, no?
Size, yes, sir.
Yes, so that is a wrong claim. You know that
And
for sure.
also,
So yeah, that is what the author said, right?
yes, sir. They have mentioned in the paper that
That
for
is
future
true. That
enhancement,
is
that if you
true.
increase the
No,
size,
that is wrong. So first thing is this: I looked at your publisher. Your literature survey. Where
yes,
was
sir.
those papers published? Where was those papers published? You did not put that. Okay. Was it a conference paper? Was it a white paper? Was it a symposium? Was it a journal? Or what exactly? We cannot find that. And what type of
Yes, sir.
journal is it? Yes. So
That
anything
even I
biomedical,
couldn't find it online, sir.
a good girl, then you should not have referred those papers. Okay.
Sir,
There are
but they were
lakhs
in
of
the
papers.
IEEE, so I have referred
No,
all those papers.
I told you this before, right?
Yes,
See,
sir.
most IEEE papers are actually published through conferences and stuff. So many of them we cannot vouch for them. They put it in early access, and later you send me the papers, I will validate whatever I'm telling you now. Okay.
Yes, okay, sir.
So yeah, so we cannot find which journals they were published and or whatnot. Okay. And when you look at this, I expected to see some top-notch cardio, whatever. Now, anything you are predicting without validating it from any cardiologist or something is wrong. Now, let me get to this, okay? So if you increase the size of the data set, how did you handle overfitting the data? I never heard you mention validation set there. What you mentioned was only training and testing data set, right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So why do we need validation sets? So even the authors did not investigate that. Hence, this approach is wrong. And the claim that if we increase this stuff, we are going to get better accuracy is also wrong. Another thing, using 19 features, which you said, right?
Yes,
Almost
sir.
19 features, right? And the stuff was in the .txt format, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
the size, you cannot tell like how many records were there, how many records were there. Attributes now are 19 or features. So how many records were in the data, whichever data set they considered? Do you know how many?
There were 568 something, but 500.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So in that, again, it's still less because there are n number of data sets available. You know already, you can even get it from UCI machine repository. Sorry, UCI, yeah, UCI, whatever. Okay, yeah, machine
Yes, sir.
ML repository. You know that for sure. Now leave that aside. Now, next thing is this, since you said 19 features, like the other papers you saw, they use less features, right? And then you did
Yes.
not find that you didn't find that interesting because they use less features. Again, that assumption is wrong. You know why? More features does not mean more accuracy. You know that for sure, right?
Yes, sir.
Because some features can be noise instead of what? Instead of what?
Sorry, sir, I
Signal.
did not get
Some
you.
features can be noise instead of signal. Okay. So they can, most features like here, which considered 19, is not, you cannot generalize it that more features equals better accuracy, because those that considered less features, obviously their approach might be right. You remember the famous IRIS dataset, whatever
Yes,
classification, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
in the class also we did that. Other people use all the 4 features, but we used only 2 features and we also predicted correctly with greater accuracy. So
Yes, sir.
feature engineering there, feature selection, and that's why most times we do what's a feature subset selection also, apart from feature selection again. So reducing that and then training the model, and that was right. Another thing which I beg to disagree is data mining approaches in general is wrong. The reason is this. Can you predict the onset of cardiovascular disease? First, let me ask you, what are
Okay,
the
sir.
different types of cardiovascular diseases which you know?
Sir, it is cerebrovascular disease. Then we have
Mhm.
stroke, like
Okay, don't worry. Let me answer this. Now, when you
coronary
talk of
heart
heart attack,
diseases, like related to the
okay,
blood vessels.
okay, good. So the famous one is called the coronary spasm, right? Or
Yes,
they'll call it unstable anemia. Okay. Yes.
yes,
And
sir.
then this one is very, very important. STEMI, which they call ST segment elevation myocardial I don't know, is it infarction or infraction? I can't get what the word. Okay. So now these kind of diseases cannot be diagnosed using heart attack cannot be diagnosed using any ML approaches. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know about this, which they call troponin T? Troponin.
No, sir.
Okay, you know the reason, because this also I worked with some students last year, okay? And in between, we didn't do a detailed stuff on that. And again, as you know, this is almost a contributor, the fatality rate is almost 30% worldwide, which is good. Which is a bad thing. You cited it
Yes,
also
sir.
in the paper, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. So if it's having a fatality rate of 30% and some stuff, and you cannot see, the best approach to diagnose the onset of any of this is through blood tests. And they look for one protein called troponin T. Okay, later you do a survey on this. Okay. Then,
Okay.
and another thing, you have to have wearables. You know that for sure, right? All your smarts, this and stuff, and even a heart sensor monitor, right?
Yes, sir.
So if somebody after a particular age say they don't maintain an active lifestyle, now you should understand who are those at the receiving end. Those who has morbidities or comorbidities, right? Like
Yes.
example, corona. Who are those that are likely to get corona? So let's do a study on them. So who are those that are likely to get heart failure? Those that are obese, right?
Yes,
First thing, those that always do maybe sedentary work, no physical activity or something, those type of person, how do we diagnose their early prediction of our onset of heart disease? So let them have a heart sensor monitor, something that can be interfaced with maybe a smartwatch or something, right?
Yes.
Hence, if we are taking such data from there, okay, because that will look at some maybe glucose level or something, measure some sensor, your heart rate monitor or something like that. So with that approach stands to be clinically correct, okay? Now, if we say we are going to look at images, all right, which you also agreed when Soumya Shriman pointed out, what kind of images do you think that will help us in diagnosis of this disease? What kind of images?
Sir, mostly CT scan.
Okay.
Of the heart
So
area, of the left side, of the blood vessels and the heart area. So that,
okay, how will you, yeah. Okay, you didn't look into images for now, right? So
no,
let me
sir, I
leave that
didn't.
question. So anyway, so generally, okay, I will look into your paper, okay, and I will point out, or I will validate whatever I have told you now. But this is a common knowledge thing for everybody also, right? Even the students that are listening, okay? Before you think of going machine learning way, If we can solve this problem 99% of the time using traditional approach, why machine learning? Do you
Yes.
know that machines also don't learn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, most times we end up confusing the audience by applying big terms and saying machine learning and feature extraction and things. Now, finally, they use the decision tree, right?
Yes, sir.
And they use CAT. Can you expand CAT? What does CAT stand for?
So the algorithm which I used there,
Yes, I saw it in your paper. What does CAT stand for?
sir, it stands for the classification and regression trees.
So on what criteria will we decide the best root node? Because again, is that
So
on what criteria?
they
Yes.
they may have mentioned like Gini's impurity index, which I don't know about,
Okay.
but they have mentioned about.
Okay, good. Okay, you have an idea. Okay, by the way, Anansa said he has no question. Okay, so I will just round up soon. Okay, I have one more question. Now, if they are building decision tree, okay, now remember the problem with decision tree. So did you check at what level they stopped growing the tree? Because they might have overgrown this tree and then it started predicting noise instead of signal. Or they must have undergrown the tree also, if such word exists. You know what I mean? So what
Yes, sir.
levels of tree, yes, did they use? And what kind of bifurcations did they do till they reach the leaf node? They must have reported it in one of the papers, right?
Yes, sir. But as far as I referred in that, they
Yes.
have not mentioned any of these, sir.
Okay, good.
Like
So
in the
that
base
is a
paper,
point.
they have nowhere mentioned this, and the other papers also only the symptoms and these algorithms are better and for the accuracy. That's it that they have mentioned.
Fine, because why I pointed this out is, see, a simple tree cannot be better than collection of trees, right?
Yes, sir.
What is collection of trees called in machine learning? Instead of building a simple tree
Random
called
forest.
random forest, good. Okay, so if they are using random forest, obviously, and if any people reported random forest and gave some stuff, then I will begin to kind of believe their work, right?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay, overall, yes, always your slide, your presentation, like ma'am said, is always nice. Okay, but
Thank you,
again,
sir.
whenever we take up something, yes, biomedical, we should ensure, we should think from the receiver's end. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
this is going to, we are building something or whatever technology that will help solve some real-time problems. So how is it going to address it? If there are traditional approaches that does better, why do we machine learn? Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
thank you
Okay,
anyway.
sir.
Yeah, and thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
sorry, I get crashed. Okay, bye, I'm done. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, Anand sir has messaged that he does not have any question. Okay, we will continue with the next presentation.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, Saida.
Okay,
So the
sir.
link to the
Thank you.
next presentation is there in the chat box. So all of you can access it and take a transition to the next presentation.